All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joe Levy Experiment. We're actually experimenting with a new way of recording this show, a new format. I thought I'd stand up for a little bit, try to get more into it, more into the action, more into the show, give you guys a better performance here. So yeah, without further ado, welcome back. We got a highly political episode today of the Joe Levy Experiment. I think it's time you guys know what's really going on. So me, I'm a regular working man. Every day I go to work, I sit down at my desk, I take my Adderall, I text my girlfriend, and I open threads. I guess I'm not that normal. I'm a weirdo. I don't use Twitter. I don't use X. I use threads. Because me, I like to hide in the corner. I like to be my own little corner of the internet. So what do? I open threads. Now, there's a bunch of stories going on. There's the NBA, Kevin Durant's a weirdo, Wembanyama's a freak. There's the Epstein files. But then, there's a very, very specific story that crosses my mind. A story right up my alley. And the story says, I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys right here. It says, Adolf Hitler may have had a micropenis and just one ball, DNA analysis shows. Now, first of all, there's a huge difference, pun intended, between having a micropenis and having one ball. A micropenis, you're a weirdo. It's this guy has a micropene, he's a loser, he's an embarrassment. One ball, that's a novelty. You're unique. You're an interesting individual. So we got to really be careful before we start disparaging putting dispersions on Mr. Hitler here. Okay, so we scroll down. What does the story says? And this is where the part that really upset me. This is the part that really grinds my mustache. It says, Adolf Hitler had been rumored to just have one ball. First of all, he's been rumored? How do I not know that rumor? How do I not know the rumor that Hitler had one ball? I feel like if anybody should know the rumor that Hitler had one ball, it would be me. So right off the bat, I'm upset about it. Then it said, but he possibly also had a micropenis, new DNA evidence, according to new DNA analysis. First of all, don't scientists have anything better to do than to scoop up the DNA of Hitler and go ransacking through his testicles? I mean, we already know he was probably still alive, so this probably is a bullshit report anyways, but nevertheless. It says, the Nazi dictator is believed to have a hidden genetic disorder known as Kallmann syndrome, which can thwart the development of these sexual organs, according to a new study documentary analyzing his biological makeup. Okay. It says Hitler had a 1 in 10 chance of having a micropenis. I'm sorry, that's not that significant of a chance. A 1 in 10 chance of having a micropenis, that's not even crazy. Dude, 1 in 10? That's nothing. 1 in 10, one man in this house has a micropenis. So, that's not even crazy, right? And then you read the rest of this article, and it's just a bunch of nonsense, And here's what really bothers me about this whole article, is that I don't think it's true. And here's why I don't think it's true. If Hitler had a micropenis, he would have gone into art school. Like having a micropenis would have made him a better artist. Because the original critiques of Hitler's work was that Hitler's work lacked soul. I'm sorry. Any man with a micropenis is gonna have some emotion. He's gonna have some soul. He's gonna pour something into his artwork. So honestly, right off the bat, I'm skeptical. Second of all, is this supposed to make me feel better? As a Jew living in this country, with the rise of the Groypers and Nick Fuentes, the Jews are already on tilt here. And you think this is going to make me feel better? This is just rubbing it in. This is making me more insulted. Hey, Jew, remember that guy who killed you? He had a micropenis. His dick was smaller than yours. That's embarrassing. That's a bigger embarrassment to me as a Jew to know my people were killed by a man with a micropenis. So that's even worse. And then I thought about this. What if Hitler did have a micropenis? What if Hitler was walking around, little 2-inch vertical, little one ball sack? Then we got lucky. then we as a people got really, really lucky. Because imagine Hitler did have a micropenis, and then imagine he had a full size, we would have been doomed. 6 million would have been 20 million. 271K would have been 300K. And here's the last point I'll make about this, because this was really grinding my gears. This is really twirling my ball around, right? Little known fact. Adolf Hitler died after getting married. He committed suicide after getting married. And that's when it started to click to me. Maybe this was true. Because we know Hitler was technically a Christian, right? I'm pretty sure he's a Christian, right? So technically speaking, he should have waited till marriage to have sex. So, what if that was it? That was why he killed himself. This whole time, he's been skating off scot-free. Nobody knew he had a micropenis. Eva Braun was about to discover the truth. She was about to see the real deal. He said, no, I have to die. I can't let it get out that I have a micropenis, or else my whole jig is done. The jig is done, and the Jews are going to win forever, so we have to kill himself. He's like, dude, I have to kill myself now before anyone finds out the truth. So that's what I think about Hitler having a micropenis. Thank you. Welcome back to the Joe Levy Experiment. Okay, I'm liking this standing up format. It's giving me energy to talk to the people here. Now, what else was I thinking about? Speaking of Hitler and anti-Semitism, right? Kanye West made an apology, right? So Kanye West had to go to this rabbi and apologize for being anti-Semitic. And people were saying this wasn't a real apology. I'm sorry, look at this guy. If you have to be in a room with those two people, that's an apology. I mean, I wouldn't. And why is it always you have to pick the Jewiest looking Jew that this guy has to go apologize to? Just come to me, bro. I would have said, yeah, you're good, bro. You're chilling. I mean, that's a real apology. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says right there. If you have to do that, that is a, I mean, what even is this, man? What even is this guy? So, I mean, I forgive you, Kanye. I mean, I do got to respect Kanye because he always has been someone who goes against the trends, For people who were liking the Jews, he went anti-Semitic. Now anti-Semitism is back in style, so he's going to go back to liking the Jews. I kind of fuck with that. I kind of like what he's doing. He's like, fuck you guys. But everybody else said, fuck you guys. And he said, okay, you know what? I kind of like you guys again. I kind of like what he's doing. He goes against the grain. He's someone who goes against the grain, right? Okay. Now, speaking of against the grain, we have a new mayor-elect in this city, Zoran Mamdani. Now, I do want to point out here, I made a video when this guy first came on the scene, and I said, here's what I said. I said, listen, the guy has interesting policy proposals to make this city a better place, and you know what? I still stand by that. Call me a commie all you want. At least the guy has a plan, economically. But I did say, the guy has to quit it with the smile. I'm like, dude, this smile is enough. I said, this whole smile, I'm like, what's so funny? You're fighting against the oligarchy. You're fighting against the billionaires who are controlling the city. What is so funny? That's what I said. And you know what? I had a lot of people call me racist. I had comedians personally messaging me. That's kind of racist what you said. Why are you saying Muslims can't smile? Why are you saying Muslims can't enjoy life? And I said, hey, I'm just calling it as I see it. And then what happens? On SNL, on fucking Saturday Night Live, they steal my bit. They tell me, he's smiling. Yeah, I know, I said that. I said he was smiling the whole time. Now you're going to take it from me? Anyways, here's what's interesting. Here's what I don't like about the current political climate. And I'm not the first one to say this. My sister was telling me this as well. She's like, what's going on with those hot girls for Zoran, hot girls for Cuomo, hot girls? What is this obsession with hot women? It's ridiculous. Forget hot girls for Zoran. What about Levesters for Levy? Levesters, we got to assemble. Anyways, what I was saying is this, and this is an important point, right? So, Emily Ratajkowski, I think her name is, if I'm not mistaken, she started this movement called Hot Girls for Zoran. And here's what I was thinking. If I ever ran for office and some females decide to start a hot girls for Joe Levy, my girlfriend would be pissed off. She would not like that. She would be hated, which is interesting. Because on one hand, you have these women going, oh my God, I love Zoran. I love his wife. His wife is a queen. Yay, hot girls for Zoran. You think his wife likes that? Have you seen his wife's face? First of all, she doesn't like anything. You think she's going to like you guys going, yay, squeeze my titties for Zoran? She is not going to like that. Dude, if first of all, it's not going to happen. And people in the comments are going to say, oh, this will never happen. Shut up. This is a hypothetical situation. If I ever ran for president, which I probably will do in a couple of years, right? And people started a hot girls for Joe, my girlfriend would say, oh, so you think they're hot? You think they're hot? No. I got to go with the political movement. I have to, ride the wave. I have to build a coalition. So you think they're hot? So you think these women are hot, huh? No. Denounce them right now. Denounce these females right now. Call them ugly. Honey, I can't call them ugly. It's half of my voting base. Call them ugly right now, or I'm going to tell them what you really do. Okay, good. Okay, fine. So it's just funny. It's interesting. Because you really think his wife has resting bitch face, which as she should. That's what I was saying. Interesting. You have fake smile, and then you have resting bitch face. I guess it is a good couple. But anyways, the point is, my girl would be pissed if that was a political movement for me. And the funny part is, Emily Austin started a movement called Hot Girls for Cuomo, as I'm sure you guys know. Emily Austin is this Mossad agent, right? And first of all, Emily, chill with calling yourself hot. You looked 45 freshman year of high school. So let's just chill out with that. Second of all, come on. That was kind of embarrassing for you. But anyways, it's just funny how that works out. It's like, you can't call yourself hot. I don't like this. You got to call yourself hot. Okay, let someone else do it for you. The only reason Emily Austin was hot is because she has a missile tracker on her at all times, from the Israeli government. But anyways, whatever the hell that means. Okay. We made fun of Hitler, I think. We made fun of Kanye West. I don't want to bully females too much on this channel. I don't want to seem like a woman hater because my last video was a roast battle I did against a woman. But I do want to say this. Let me actually stand up for a woman. I'm going to defend Erica Kirk. Now, a lot of my more liberal audience might not like that. A lot of my conservative audience might like that. Here's the thing. Erica Kirk has been acting very shady since Charlie Kirk died. And, not even shady. She's been acting very abnormal from what people would expect her to act. Now, I am somebody who grieves in different ways. When my grandmother died, I did stand-up comedy that night. I made some jokes about it. My girlfriend thought I was crazy. I said, hey, this is just how I live life. If her grandma dies, I'm probably going to want to do the same thing. She's going to be upset at me if I do it, but hey, that's just life. Anyways. People are not understanding why Erica Kirk is acting the way Erica Kirk is acting. She's like, why is she making public appearances? Why does she seem so unbothered? Why is she dressing up in all these risque outfits? You guys are so stupid. Erica Kirk is a lesbian. Erica Kirk is the most clear woman-loving woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And the fact that you guys don't get that is the stupidest thing possible. That's the take you guys are missing, okay? When Erica Kirk was married to Charlie Kirk, he was spewing all this bullshit. Women should stay in the kitchen, a woman should go to college, women should do this, women should do that. Women should know their role as women, right? And she was going along with it. Yeah. You want to know why? You want to know why it didn't bother her when he was saying all these things about women? Because in her mind, he wasn't saying it about her. Not because she's his wife and I'm not other girls. Because what Charlie is saying is straight feminine women should stay in the kitchen. Straight feminine women shouldn't have a job. Straight feminine women should stay home and raise the kids. In her mind, she's thinking, I'm a fucking lesbian. This doesn't apply to me, so he's not offending me. And that's why she comes out there with the sparkles. That's why she comes out there with the leather pants. That's why she comes out there with the fake tears. Because she doesn't give a fuck. Because people think that she was his beard, that he was maybe gay. No. She is a clear lesbian. And that's why the relationship that Charlie had with Candace Owens didn't bother her. Because if she was a straight woman, she'd be like, hey, why are you texting Candace Owens at 3 a.m? But she doesn't give a fuck. She's going to fucking the conservative gay club and getting her fucking pussy. She doesn't care. She's a lesbian. She doesn't care. That's what you guys are missing. Okay. Well, anyways, I just wanted to, say hi to you guys. Stop in for a little bit, talk to you guys. I didn't really have that much, I don't know if that was as cohesive and as funny as my other episodes, but did want to try something new here. Did want to get some thoughts off my head. So thank you so much, and please subscribe. And yeah, let me know what you think. God bless.